Good day and welcome to our Open Library. In today's video, we will learn how to bring external data into Aura, starting from setting up our working environment to saving our scripts. So by the end of this presentation, you understand how to set working directory. You learn multiple ways to read data into Aura, and we practice some of Aura commands for inputting data into Aura. And by the end of this presentation, we'll learn how to save our script, and you should feel comfortable inputting dataset into Aura by the end of this presentation. So let's transition to our script now. Now that we are into our script, we want to read in our dataset. So the first thing you do is to set your working directory if you read in a dataset. You have to uh, direct the software where the file is saved. It's like, directing the software where the file is saved is called setting a working directory. So it's a good practice always to save your file in a specific folder that you want to use. Then you can just go and upload the file from there within the folder you created, So maybe like you can get a folder on your machine, maybe Aura. Any name you can give it, just specific folder. You can upload your data from anywhere, from your desktop or your download document, but for best practice and to organize your work, it's good to always get a specific folder, you put in your data, and maybe you get specific working directory next time, just copy that same working directory, use it. So, to read in our data, we have to save it in a format. So, Arrow has different formats you can use to read data. You can read your data in as CSV, you can read your data in as Excel, you can read your data in as DTA. So for beginner, more often we like to read in our data as CSV. You save your file as CSV and you read it in. Why? Because CSV is the most common type of data structure, Eh, As for CSV, you don't need any other package to install. You just read it in. It's part of Arrow base. Unlike if you want to read Excel, you need a package to download and you install it before you read it in as Excel. But as for CSV, you don't need to. And CSV is the basic data structure. It try to eliminate all certain issues, and it is more often most of the data will be working with in Aura, you will read it as CSV. You can also read as Excel, like I said, but CSV is the most basic form of data structure. It is easier to use and very, easy to remember. So you have to save your file as CSV before you read it into the software. So the first thing we do this in this video, we'd like to go and look for our file we want to use. So I don't have specific file in mind. So if you have your own data set, you can use it. If you think of any data set, you use it. Or if you know any repository, you can go there and download a data set to use. I'll be using a data set from Key4D Data Sterling. I just Sterling documenting the activities we've been running at Key4D. So I would like to use that data set. The paper was published, but the data set was also published. The data set is published on Figshare, so repository, you can go there and get it. What you have to do, just type Key4D, reduce data, and it will take you there. It will take you there, for Figshare. So this is our website, everything about Key4D, what we do there. Okay, this is the paper. You can read it to know what are some of the things we've been doing at Key4D. And this is the data set. Texture is a repository where people publish data after they have completed a studies. We download the dataset from here. Dataset. There is the dataset. We already get the dataset. So we said that we'll read the data in as CSV. So you have to save it as CSV. So to save this as CSV, you can do file and file. You can do save as. Where you want to save it? I have a folder. Okay, I want to save on the PC, and maybe I want to save it in a folder. I call the folder work, right? Yeah, I want to save it in a folder. It's already saved as CSV, but if I'm in SF format and I want to save it as CSV, I'll come here and look at among the options and choose CSV command delimited. So yeah, it saves as step. So you save it as CSV and you save it directly into the folder. So I already save our data set. So the next thing we'll do now, we'll look at the file pathway. You don't need to do this every time you are reading data, especially once you already know what you are doing. Here's the data set. So you left click to see the properties. You can the properties. So here is our file pathway. So our pathway first, you can to user. From user, you go to Army. From Army, you can to OneDrive. From OneDrive, desktop and work. So all depends where you save your computer or how your computer is structured. Your pathway will be different from a pathway. So to know the pathway, you can left click on the file and go to properties and you see the pathway. So once I know the pathway, I can go and read in my document now. Or basically, I can just copy the pathway and just carry along with me to be able to use it, be able to follow this and read in your document. So to be in a working directory, we use the set.wd function. And in here, we put codes and we put a /. So you already set a working directory. So what you are about to do now is to use the tab key to navigate to where you save the file you want to use. You directing the software where the file is located now, right? So the first thing you use a tab key. The first thing that appear here is user. Our first error in our computer where we have the file. You have to go to user first, and you use the tab key again. The second option here is admin. Your own might be different from mine. So just follow what you copy and paste and read in your data set. And for admin, the next error is OneDrive. On the OneDrive. And the next error is what? Desktop. From desktop, I come to the folder now, right? The folder is work. No. So I already set our working directory. Once you run it, it will appear and without error in your console, which means you already set the working directory. That's the first way to set a working directory. Another way to do this is use your set.wd function. So just put your code, and you copy this entire thing pathway. Yeah, copy entire pathway and paste it in here and run it. So if you're using Mac, no need to change the / to / Using Windows, you have to change the / to /. here to your working directory. So let's see. We stay to our working directory. It's the easier way. It's another way. You just copy it directly. Just put your code and you paste the working directory there. That is another way. The third way, to read in your file using the arrow menu, you come to the arrow menu. Here's the arrow menu, and first of all, you come to session, right? Once you get to session, you see this drop down. The next thing you want to do is to come to set working directory, right? So it's the second area you go set working directory, and another data box will open, and you come to choose working directory. You navigate, you come to choose working directory, and take this, let's see. And all your file will come. Then where you have the document, you go, you choose it. So I choose desktop because it still have the pathway because the file is still on the desktop. Then I come to work in this folder there where I save it. I choose work and I run this. So I automatically execute the SWD function on the run. You see appear in the console. So you can start your work. But more often, uh, I'll copy and paste it back into the script because I want to use it. Anytime I come by here, I don't want to I don't want to set the working directory again. So I'll just paste it in my script, take it from the console. Once you do this, I'll automatically set a working directory. So you go to session, set working directory, choose the working directory, then you go to the file. You choose the file, you save it. Working. So if you're on the desktop, you choose desktop, or the folder on the desktop open, and go to a specific file. You say to set a working directory. So that's it. That's how we set our working directory. So to set our working directory, at this point, we want to read in our file. So we read in this file as CSV. Yeah. So if you save it as Excel, you use it, you got a function reader Excel, you use well save it as CSV. So we read the file in as CSV. We read the CSV. Once you get here, you use your code. You put a code here. You don't put slash here because people make mistakes. You see we put slash within a certain working directory, they come and they put slash and they read the CSV. No, you don't put slash, just put your code. And if you know the data name in a property, you can copy and paste it here, and run it. But more often, uh, more often we use a tab key, right? So to avoid error. So you already set a pathway. So the document to use, you already directed in the software where it's located. So when you use a reader CSV, everything within the particular folder work away. Open, then I choose the data I want to use. So I'll use a tab key here, and everything I get in the folder will pop up. No, no one to use. So I want to use before the data. So okay, there's the data set I want to use, and I choose this. So it's already in. So if I copy and paste it from the property, also I will still have that. But more things use a tab key. So yeah. So command header equal true. So the header equal true trying to tell R that the first row within the data set should be considered as colon name. So if you come in a data set, see, so here's the first row. And the first row, the header equal true means that I should consider this as colon names. Yeah, it's just a colon name. It's not part of you know analysis. So more often, once you save your file, CSV reading, I will do that automatically, but always we put a header through just for best practice because there are some instance you read the data set in different format, you have to put a header equal to. So this is how we read data set. So once we read the data set, the next thing is assign into this data set. So yeah, we'll talk about in previous videos. If you go on or we go back, yes, in previous video we talk about assigning to object, right? So this object we're in, and everyone there to see the apple. Okay, so here's the data set you see. So we'd like to assign names to date. Maybe we can name it for the data, therefore new data, and you just copy the entire line at 10 because this is why you assign the name to. Copy this and you paste it. You run it. So we said that anytime you save a name, you run it, you won't get the app except you run the name. Right? So to see this name, you can print it. You put the data, a pop-up, or run this. So here's our Apple. So this is the way we read in external data set. Yeah. So at this stage, once you read in a data set, maybe the next thing we will discuss in subsequent video, but you want to know how big is the data set. The because for a team represent dimension, the data set name, we save it is the name, and you run this to see. So in this particular data set, we got 43 respondents, responding to 61 questions, 43 observations, or 43 rows, and 61 columns. So, yeah. So you can also see what view data by maybe using the head, they give you the first 6 row of the data set. So please indicate your sex, the first 6 respondent, sex. Second, please indicate the course you have registered for. So these are the codes. Please indicate the course you have registered for. Check all applicable, just like that. I give you questions, will give you an overview of the data. So at this point, we finish reading our data. We finish. We start working the virtual writing our data. So the next step now, maybe you want to save the script to come back and work on it later. You can save this. So to save this, the same way we save in Word, you save the same way. Yeah. So you can use like Control S and the dialog box will open and you save it. If you're using a Windows computer, or if you're using Mac, you can use Command S to save. If you don't want to do that again, another option is you come to File, see File, and you see what save as. How you want to save the document, save it there. Dialog box open. Yeah. So why I want to save this, maybe I want to save it back in a same folder, a new work, the way I write data from. So I click here and maybe I want to change the name. I can change the name. I want to maintain the name, maintain it, and I save. Once I save that script, I can go back to it anytime to save our data. Yeah, so always save your data. You can leave your comment with reading and address them. See you in our next video.